Hey, what's going on YouTube, and welcome to another episode of Tuesday Preppers, where we take a look at the in-game news for Final Fantasy Brave Exvius and think out loud about content that's coming out and what you can do to kind of get ready for it in the next couple of days as you're kind of preparing for Thursday's content. We are getting a continuation of the Final Fantasy Tactics stuff. Not too surprising, but you know. So here we go. We're getting Orlando. Orlando, however you want to say it, depending on what translation you played when you were growing up. Yeah, I mean, I kind of already talked a lot about this on Sinzar's news video because I was able to be the guest again for Tactics. Kind of exciting. In general, I mean, to me, Orlando, while he seems to be good at doing damage, that is like kind of like all he does. Didn't get any kind of buffs or adjustments. Doesn't have a leader skill. Really kind of buffs himself and does damage. So maybe not too terribly exciting of a unit. Doesn't mean he's not going to be good at what he does. I'm sure there's going to be people out there who use him to good effect for all kinds of stuff that is weak to lightning. But, you know, maybe not your cup of tea. Definitely not mine, despite how cool he is as a character. Maybe throw some tickets at him if you've got him. But I personally won't be like chasing after him with Lapis, especially not with Christmas coming up and Clash of Wills kind of coming up with it. So yeah, there you go. There's kind of my take on Orlando. But your mileage may vary, and that's okay. In the meantime, though, we do have lots of other stuff going on. So we've got some content coming out. So let's take a look at the pieces of content and the killers you're going to need. The first one is a unit strengthening event, Zealotry and Birthright. This is for getting the Argath unit, or if you played the version the translation that I played, Argus, yeah, or no, I think mine was even Algus. I think it was Algus on the translation I played. So yeah, but Japanese to English, it is what it is. But yes, so we're getting Argath, kind of a free unit SLB breaker, damage dealer. Classic. He's got a crossbow, and he's got some clothes. But not too terribly exciting. One thing to note: there's even an asterisk right here, and we get this question a lot about like why I can't convert like copies of a unit into fragments. It's because they're not intended to be converted into fragments. They say right there. They want you to farm the event to get your fragments, not convert copies. And they want you to take Rebellion or Final Fantasy Tactics units to get more fragments for him as you farm. Kind of speed it up for you. Now, the challenge in this is a human enemy. It is fighting Argath to get Argath. So that's kind of cool. He has no weaknesses or resistances, so take whatever team you want as long as it works well and farms for you. And you can use all the breaks you want, as well as poison. For some reason, he's not immune to poison, even though he's immune to everything else. So maybe if you're having some trouble beating him, maybe take some poison and kind of whittle him down over time. But these farming events don't usually do a whole lot. These bosses. But he's a human, so we know we're gonna need human killer here. And that's not the only one we're gonna need human killer for. We're also gonna need human killer for this one here. The equipment upgrade event for the crystal helmet to save a noble sacrifice. This is against Gefgarian. Gefgarian, of course, a big player in Chapter 2 of the Final Fantasy Tactics, and you're going to use this to get the crystal helmet and get it fully upgraded. Now, this is a pretty nice helmet. Based, just not even equipping it to, tactics units. It has 500 HP, 105 attack, defense 44, and spirit 27. So already fairly decent for a free item. But then it also gives bonus LB damage 50% to everybody, which is really nice. And then tactics units get a bunch of bulk, which is pretty cool. So, I mean, this is a good helmet to farm up for sure. Great piece of like free budget gear. So definitely get this if you like to follow kind of budget clears that people put out. This is going to be a good one to have. Yeah, again, no weaknesses, no resistances. Use all the breaks you want. This fight is pretty much just have a physical tank with dark resistance, and you're gonna win the fight. Like that's pretty much all he does is physical attacks and dark attacks. So they're dark physical for that matter. So pretty straightforward for this fight. Um, the other one is a little more complicated. This is for Somebody to Love, the equipment strengthened event for Orlando's Cloak. You're going to be fighting another human enemy, High Seraph Ultima. It has no weaknesses, or sorry, no resistances. It is weakness lightning 50% and earth 25%. And it's going to use AoE physicals on you, single target physicals on you, AoE magic on you, single target magic on you, and hit you with pretty much every status effect, including Berserk, for 3 turns onto a single target. So definitely want to have like a provoker who's going to like eat that Berserk up for you if you could let it. What is the word? If you let the boss live long enough to do Berserk to you, you definitely want to have somebody provoking that, so it's not a surprise to you. The Cloak is kind of okay. As far as accessories go, it is, a fairly high attack accessory. Yeah, I don't even know if it's an accessory, if it's an armor or what, but it's mainly for Orlando. If you're gonna get Orlando, definitely get this Cloak. If you're not gonna get Orlando now, go ahead and get the Cloak anyway, and get this bonus equipment. So pretty cool. But again, human enemy. So that's pretty much all the content there is. They do mention a couple other things. Even though we just had a live stream, they're gonna do another live stream. This one probably more focused on the upcoming content, whereas the last one was focusing on like community stuff where Sinzar was a guest. And it was really cool. Yeah, looks like the producer's coming out, so usually something exciting going on there. And then we're getting some upgrades and stuff to some tactics units that largely aren't going to matter because they're 7-star units, but then also Ayaka getting some upgrades, which is really cool. Sinzar and I kind of speculated about what those could be and what they could mean. And hopefully the speculations come true, because I think this is going to kind of be the key. Like, what is this ability? We don't know. Obviously, this one's probably just going to get like a modifier boost or something like that. But I'm really hoping that this really turns Ayaka around, because for right now, she just kind of powers up and does her burst one time, and then she's done. For like long fights, that does not really bode very well. Kind of okay for dark visions as long as the boss is susceptible to ice, but like ice is kind of a bad element. Getting better though with Veritas of the Frost. Encore Let It Snow. I'm really curious to see what that's going to be. And then kind of to go along with that, they are also doing a special summon for the holiday units they put on here. So there's like a guaranteed one of those 3 right there, as well as an exchange ticket. So you could, get yourself an Ayaka right now if you don't have these. I happen to have all 3 of these at EX3 already, so I won't be going for this one, even though it is fairly inexpensive, like 19K per lap, which is like not that bad. But if you need the units, if you don't have the units, if you have the Lapis, it's not a terrible investment. Ayaka is good for dark vision stages, like I said, but we have other options too, so you don't necessarily feel like you have to. But if you're an Ayaka fan, she's pretty cool. Not literally, because she's an ice unit. You get it? These are the jokes, folks. That's pretty much it. So beyond just talking about kind of what's coming up is talking about the killers, right? So lots and lots of human killer, and I feel like I say it every week, but like human killer is the most common killer in the game. You could go after the Cross Aigayan arm from the Scorn of Machine of Destruction, the Thorn Mace Plus or Plus Plus version from Scorn of Antinola, True Murasame from the fight that gives that, which is also in the Beast Killer. I feel like it's like the Scorn of the Demon Chimera or something like that. Let's confirm that. How good is my memory? Demon Chimera. True Murasame. No. It's the Scorn of the White Dragon. It gives you the True Murasame. So the Mask of Ashura from Scorn of Ashura, which is right up here. Mask of Ashura gives you human killer. It's a helmet. Where is it? Here it is. You could also get the Muramasa, the Man-Eater Sense from Scorn of Emir, the Man-Eater Sense from the Dark Dragon Advanced version. The Elnath Trial gives you Man Killer Plus. But you could also just go after like 3-star guys STMR, which is really, really good. Weapon specialist from Wild Rose Furion. Searing Ember is a one-handed katana from Xeno of the Beta Star. Lots and lots of things for Human Killer. Like Human Killer, hands down, most common killer in the game. Like I would not be surprised to find out that like most players already have enough Human Killer to get an entire team of Human Killer equipped on all their units, especially if they have like premium units. Not a hard one to go after. So we're not really going to go after a clear tonight specifically, just because also it's kind of late and I didn't even get to stream tonight just because for personal reasons. But we are doing the video, so here we are. But human killer is really, really common. Like there's not really a good reason to not have like tons and tons of human killer. Most of these trials and challenges are really pretty easy. Probably the hardest one is going to be the Dark Dragon, just because like depending on what options you have, some of those 12 types trials are a little bit difficult. With Dark Dragon, you either have to have good Earth units or good light units, as well as somebody who can buff Dragon Killer. And deal with all the other stuff that the dragon does, which is lots of fire damage. So, you know, not impossible, definitely doable. But it just kind of depends on what units you have. And that's pretty much it for right now. So definitely go out and get you some human killers so that you can start getting ready for all the human content that we have on Thursday with the Final Fantasy Tactics event. Good luck in your Dark Visions if you haven't finished that up yet. I personally haven't. And we'll kind of go from there. So until then, until Thursday, where we're going to do some of this stuff live over on Twitch, we will see you guys later. You guys be good to take care and have a good night.